And we're back to Kerbal Space Program, Jonny here. As you can see, I took the liberty of doing the other hallway off camera because I thought it wouldn't be super entertaining for you guys to see the same maneuver again. But this time I packed some extra monopropellant and I was able to do the maneuver quite gracefully, if I say so myself. So, dude, we're ready to receive our wings here. And I'm pretty happy with how this looks, pretty excited. So let's go back to our space center. We had the science wing ready, so let's take a look. Give me the Kraken science wing, please. There you go, beautiful. So again, this is going to dock here. And I think one thing we can do is make sure that we got enough RCS. I think we do. We also have a lot of torque here. And we can use the main craft to RCS into the docking. So we're gonna try it as is. Remember, let me show you what we're packing in here. Got our science experiments. We have a ladder, or a ladder, rather. Let's make sure that two things. We have enough electrical power. We have 1,000 units electrical power. But that thing is very electric charge intensive. So what am I thinking here? I'm thinking that maybe we need extra solar panels. Where would we fit them? Could we maybe fit them like here? I don't think it's a bad idea, actually. Can put the instrumentation a little to the side like that. And hopefully between that and the battery is gonna lead us to us having enough energy. And even as you can see, you can kind of pack two of those. It doesn't look too bad. It phases a little bit into the stuff on top, but I think I can live with that. We can even adjust a little bit. Bring it down. I'd say that looks a little worse, actually. So we'll leave it as is. Ooh, I know. Yeah, take these guys upwards a little bit. Perfect. I'm gonna go to action groups. So number one is taken with that, but actually I prefer number one to be the science experiments. So log that shit, and then number two will be the solar panels. Toggle solar panels. Number three will be the cargo bay doors. And I think we're set. Do the ladders work correctly? It looks like they do. We should also have an action group for them. Let's go number 4. Toggle ladder. Does it go like side to side? It's pretty cool. Close that up. I think we're set. Ooh, actually, I'm just remembering now. This looks great, but we want to pack our engines here as well, don't we? So we want our nuclear engines to be around. Hold on. Ooh, I know. How about we have them under here? So instead of this, we pack like a... We had like a quad connector. Could it be structural? The quad connector, yes. I mean, would be nice to have like an adapter there. Oh, hold on, I think I got the wrong one. This is 2.5 to 1. Okay. This is actually correct, I think. How about that? It looks pretty good. And then the only question is, where does the fuel lie? And the answer is, good question. Good question. I mean, the other option we have is, instead of having the engines here, so we can have just this stage, send it up, and then send, so like, if you just undo all of this, right, so the idea is that we'll ferry up some fuel tanks that we're gonna dock there, along with our engines. So for now, we'll just have to worry about shipping this to space, which already is going to be like quite a bit. So take me to payloads. Let's try with a 2.5 meter fairing, but I don't know if this is going to be big enough. I mean, not like that though. Okay, undo. It needs to be wider in the bottom. That's as wide as it goes. And keep going up. This is a huge fairing. Holy crap. This is a huge monster. Holy crap. Okay, what's the weight on this thing? 15 tons, 16 tons. Will the same setup work, or are we gonna need more fuel? Let's take a look at what it looks like with the Poodle here. And remember, we want to use like one of the big decouplers, because we had issues with things blowing up. So we're gonna go with this decoupler, and then you give me, not, get back. Give me the big fat fuel tank, followed by the twin bore. Let's look at our numbers here. Delta V is not so great, but still workable, I think. So we're going to give it a shot as is. Pack your winglets. We have RCS. We have RCS tanks. Have electricity, some solar panels to sustain ourselves. It looks a bit weird because this is like way wider than the base. But dude, you never know until you try, so try we shall. There goes the Kraken science wing, ready for launch. Attempt number 1. This could be a little bit unstable because of how wide the top is. Gonna find out pretty soon here. Also, our thrust is not everything we would like it to be, but it's plenty, so that's not something I'm worried about, at least. In fact, we probably want to throttle down a bit. No reason to break the sound barrier here. It's a pretty slow ascent. Alright, that's the ticket. I mean, we have less fuel at this point, which is expected. Quite a bit of a heavier bulk we're lifting here. We're over 60,000 meters, so we can deploy our fairings. Wanna pop your lights. And okay, we're gonna do the solar panels a bit later. Don't need RCS for now, our drone has plenty of torque. Just gotta make sure our electricity is doing fine there. Oh, I was a little bit slow on firing, but I think we're gonna be alright. I do want to keep an eye on my electric charge. Right, so we solved the issue with things blowing up. Now the issue we have is time to apoapse is going down quite quickly, which I'm trying to compensate. It might result in us not having enough fuel for this. And I think I'll open my solar panels to make sure electric charge is nominal here. But I'm starting to be a little bit wary of our fuel situation, if I'm real with you. Luckily we brought quite a bit of monopropellant. Not a crazy amount, but a healthy surplus, hopefully. Right, we're gonna get our orbit here. But we only have 670 delta V left, which is a little bit worrisome. Should trigger some alarms in our heads. We also seem to have a little bit of an inclination happening. It seems to actually be significant. So I think that's the first thing we're gonna have to correct. As usual, go to the ascending nodes, look anti-normal. Alright. Well, doesn't look like we'll ever get an encounter in this situation. So again, I think the best option is to just increase our orbit a little bit. Hopefully with the Poodle we can do it quite efficiently. I'm thinking we take it to 250 here. Reconvene at the other end. See how things are looking. Again, the idea being that this thing is going to catch up. So, no encounter so far. Can we do like another spin around? We'll wait until the next apoapse. And then I think we're going to be in a position to get an encounter or close enough. So tell you what, stop here. We're gonna do like a maneuver node. Okay, we got something here. Doesn't look like that's helping at all. Now that's what I'm talking about. Well, how about this? 21 kilometers? Okay, maybe we can fine-grain this a little bit. Can we hold that piece of information there? Whoa, overdid it. Okay, well, I think we'll take our odds with this one. It's a very small burn. 27 minutes. Definitely gonna speed up for this. Looks like our maneuver node is all the way to the other side, so probably want to warp all the way there. Close. 10 seconds out. Gonna be a quick maneuver. 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Oops. Alright, how are we looking for the encounter? 21 kilometers separation is quite a bit, but I think we're gonna try to make it work. Warp us to the other side here. We gotta be a little bit patient with these maneuvers. It sometimes can take a while to produce the encounter and then to close in the gap. But with this, we would be 2/3 of the way to having the main structure built. Alright, so you quick save in case something goes wrong. And then probably wait until we're a bit closer before we start doing anything at all. Like that. 22 kilometers away. And we want our prograde marker to match the target. So I think maybe the best way to do it is do this, where we're gently pushing the retrograde in this case because we're on the opposite side. Let's take a look. We want to push the retrograde marker onto the anti-target. That's what we're doing here. Let's see how close that is. It's pretty close. So what we're doing here, we're braking. At the same time, we're correcting our direction. And this is slightly more efficient than what we were doing. I think, at least in my understanding. Which is going to be beneficial for us. So the other thing is that this time we want to control from this docking part, because that's where we're going to dock. So you open that up. Where is our target? You can see we can turn very efficiently. That's because we have that heavy drone head. So we're approaching at a decent speed. So I say we speed up things here. And as long as the retrograde vector is close to the target, or anti-target in this case, we're gonna be happy. We're far away that we don't care enough about it to do much. And now that the angle is starting to differ quite a bit, I think we stop time. And we want to go here and push against it a little bit. Again, the idea is that we're pushing that retrograde vector onto the retrograde. Oh, I see the problem here. I screwed up. Hold on. Let's say we gotta control from here, because otherwise our propulsion and everything is messed up. So that's why you could see there our efforts were being thwarted by by just having things like mapped incorrectly. Apologize for the confusion there. So we're going to switch control over to the docking port when we're close. But for now, we're gonna operate like this. So again, we have an acceptable speed. It's not great, but it's already gonna be conducive to us approaching gently. We can even speed up a little bit more. Again, in this case, since we're looking towards the prograde vector, instead of kind of pushing it away, we want to pull it towards our target. You can see how that works. Perfectly aligned so far. We can speed up time a little bit. We're going to be approaching in the direction we want. It's quite a bit of distance we have to close, so and we might have to correct every now and then. Okay, gotta be a little bit careful here. And we lost our prograde there for a second, but we brought it back. Basically, I didn't realize we time warped times 50, which is problematic. And I think we gotta be a little bit patient here because fuel is running out. So we gotta be gentle with our maneuvers. Cannot go too crazy. Alright. Go for that times 10 acceleration there. We got like a smidget of fuel left. But that combined with RCS, I think is gonna be enough. Closing in very nicely here. I think at this point you want to go retrograde because you want to start braking. Pushing that retrograde vector towards the target. Gotta stay very focused here. So now we canceled a lot of our speed, which maybe in hindsight wasn't very smart, but did correct the direction. We can fire up a little bit towards the target. I think you go like 10 meters per second. Closing in steadily. At this point we're gonna turn on RCS because we're gonna have to rely on it for sure. Can risk a little bit of a time warp here. Don't want to go crazy. Right, we can see the target, and at this point I'm gonna start using RCS, so I'm braking. So I'm basically pushing retrograde with RCS. Ever so slowly approaching. And at this point I'm gonna cancel all of my relative movement. I wanna just brake with respect to the target. And I think we're going to switch control over to the port here. So you control from here. And you want to dock on there. You can set it to focus on target for now. On the other hand, here, yes, we're going to open this dock and control from here. And we want to dock on that. Okay. So this might be quite tricky because we gotta do a number of things here. Not only do we have to, we gotta also like turn, and this is actually harder than it looks. Oh, kind of have it, kind of. You gotta get the correct inclination. That's right. And then also kind of screwing ourselves up here. Just canceling our movement there. And now start accelerating towards the target. Make sure we're set on this end. Hold on, there's something that's not adding up there. Oh, I see. It's again the issue with having things switched up. Okay, control from here. Every time we control from the dock, things get messed up. And we gotta be a little bit mindful of our fuel. So, just got closer. Gotta start braking. Okay, and then brake completely. Okay, we're very close. Alright, so that's where we want to go, but we gotta stop and control from the dock. Align yourself with the target. Then you want to take it from here and also align with the target. Okay, well, now is the difficult bit. Where the translation controls seem to be inverted. Probably because of the operation we did there. Well, the thing is, we're a little bit off. So even if we manage to dock here, all right, so take it back. Can you just separate? Okay. So the issue here is that we gotta align this better, is the problem. So at this point we can quick save, but we're gonna have to try to do better than this. So after much effort, all I've been able to do is get it a little bit better inclination, but it's still, I don't know how to operate these things. Maybe if I had more RCS ports, I'll be able to leverage like more granularity in directions, but right now it's just way too difficult, man. So I'm gonna cut it here. It's running long. Maybe we'll get better at this. Maybe we'll have to look up some kind of guide on how to do this, but you know, this is already something workable, so we'll see how it goes, but we'll take it from here next time. So as always, thanks for sticking with me, and I'll catch you next time.